Welcome back. You're watching The Globe, and the national shutdown in South Africa that's been called by the economic freedom fighters and other parties is due to start in 53 minutes time. But there's been night vigils that have been organised by the EFF around the country in most of the major metros. And we've already heard this evening an altercation in Braamfontein where police descended on what the EFF has described as a peaceful march, a demonstration. And students have already been arrested there. But let's start going around the country and getting a sense of what's happening in various provinces. And we go now to the northwest, where our reporter Itumeleng Kgajane is standing by. Itumeleng, thanks for joining us. I see quite a lot of police activity behind you. Give us a sense of what's happening as the countdown is less than an hour now to the shutdown.
Yes, indeed. In about 50 minutes from now, it will be midnight, and the EFF has indicated that by midnight they will be starting with what they call the national shutdown. But we have seen here in the Northwest Province, especially here in the Northwest capital, Mahikeng, that police have been deployed to different areas. We've been to certain areas where we saw police officers manning, say for instance, your shopping complexes or driving around. We've been to one area here, it's a village called Dibate here in Mahikeng, where we saw police officers also patrolling in that area. And we understand from the side of the police that they have indeed deployed, because they are saying that if there is anything that is to be done where people will be closing the roads, it would mean that they will be infringing on the rights of other citizens, and that would be unlawful. But to understand better how the police deployment in Northwest is like, we are joined here by the Deputy Police Commissioner in Northwest, Major General Patrick Asaneng. Major General, how is your deployment in Northwest?
So far, we have covered all our bases, particularly those areas that we have identified as hotspots, not only here in Mahikeng, Mabato, but throughout the province. We have ensured that in all the 4 districts of the province, our police are out there in big numbers, particularly targeting our national roads, strategic installations like shopping malls and offices. As you have alluded, we are mindful of the fact that tomorrow's protest is intended to shut down basic services, and we are therefore out in big numbers to ensure that that doesn't happen. We hope that it will be indeed a peaceful protest. It will be a peaceful picketing by the economic freedom fighters, and we don't anticipate that there will be any violence, but we are ready should there be a need for the police to intervene or to act.
And the EFF says that there's no need really for you to be going out in numbers to police this, because it's a protest, which is their right. What's your reaction?
We would say that that's a no-brainer, if I have to put it that way. If the police are not to be out there, we will also be criticized for not being there. Our deploying in big numbers, it's not directed at the EFF in particular, but to ensure that there is law and order, including members of the EFF who would want to protest. We want to ensure that they are safe. So the big numbers, it's not because we are targeting the EFF, but we are doing this to ensure that there is law and order, because we have picked up that there's also a lot of uncertainty and fear amongst communities. Those who would want to go to work, they are free to do that. Those who would want to go about doing their businesses, they must also do so knowing that the police, the law enforcement agencies are out there to protect them.
And we've heard on or we've seen on social media where some people are saying that they will be against the protest by the EFF, and I understand that from your side as the police, you are saying that that is your responsibility. Nobody should assist you. Take us through that.
It is very true. We don't want to encourage vigilantism. We are in the business of protecting all the inhabitants of the Republic, regardless of political affiliation, regardless of their gender and whatever. So we don't want anybody to try to take the law into their own hands. We would even dissuade members of opposing political factions to want to go out in numbers allegedly to defend something. This is the domain and the responsibility of the South African Police Service. The Constitution says we are the only law enforcement agency that is to protect lives and property, that is to prevent, combat and investigate crime. So anybody who is not a member of the law enforcement agencies, we are just calling upon them to report any unlawful activity, but not to engage in any activity in the name of enforcing the law.
And then we are seeing here that a few kilometers from where we are, there is a festival taking place there. The EFF says the protest starts at 12 midnight, which is less than an hour from now. How do we ensure that those people who are here do not then clash with those who would be protesting?
Yeah, we have already planned for this event long ago. We were mindful of the fact that it will coincide with the planned protest by the EFF. We want everybody, including those who are attending the event here, to respect each other's constitutional right. These people are here to enjoy themselves, and therefore we don't anticipate them or the EFF to clash with one another. But should that happen, we will be there in numbers, as you have already seen that apart from where we have deployed, we are also deploying here as per our responsibilities.
Major General, thank you very much for your time, sir. That is Major General Patrick Asaneng, who is the Deputy Police Commissioner in the Northwest Province, talking to us about their preparedness as the police in the province. From us here in the Northwest, in Mahikeng, is back to your studio.
Itumeleng, thank you very much indeed. That's our reporter in the Northwest, Itumeleng Kgajane, giving us an update from Mahikeng.